We're going to go ahead and get Gregory Howard up here because he's got to leave for a funeral. So he's going to kick us off. We got much more to come. So thank y'all for hanging out, and thank you, Greg, for coming on up here with us.
So. Wave me off when you need to. You know, I see so many people here that I've already known for years. Stan, I haven't seen you in a couple years. Yeah, I think you got some of the weight I lost, though, didn't you? Politics will do this to you. Well, folks, I'm Gregory Howard, and I'm running for the state senate in the 7th district. It's the heart of Gwinnett County, and this is a paramount, one of the most important races in Georgia. Mine is one of the 4 that's targeted by the Democrats. And if we lose mine, there's 4 total. If we lose any 2 of them, we lose control of the electoral college for that area, and it makes it almost impossible for Trump to take Georgia. So some of these down ballot races that we have going on in this state are paramount to our goal of getting President Trump back in office. So I'm here. I really need your support. If you know people that live in Duluth, you know, Berkeley Lake, Peachtree Corners, to support me. This race is basically a 51-52% district, the Democrats' edge, and they're starting to say that we pulled this race to winnable. And I know, Stan, I was a Veterans for America First ambassador. I've been a NRA activist in Georgia for years, and you know, I was at one time, I don't want to go through a whole litany of this stuff, but I will tell you one of my proudest things is standing up here at this event by Dave and Lucretia. Yeah. Many years ago, and I call her baby sister, and I've known Dave and Lucretia that long. I call her baby sister, affectionately. She calls me big brother. Years ago, when she was running for state house, I had this young, energetic woman come on my show and go off on things like she does, like most of you see all the time. The only time my show ever got flagged by the FCC was when Lucretia was on. And then she became one of my co-hosts, and she learned how to be on air and do things. And I'm really proud of her, like a big brother would. You know, all of us are in this fight, and I've been in it for 30 years. I've got a chance to flip this district and be an effective force for what we believe at the state capitol: faith, family, and freedom. You know, there are people. I've been an activist. How many of you know Judge Nally? Paul Nally. I was part of the team that wrote things for 7 or 8 years with Paul. If you go back and look through, a lot of times we used to flip a coin and said, who's going to put the target on their back first? And so with Lucretia and a bunch of others, on December 6th, 2020, we got 55 other Patriot souls, and they signed it behind us. And we filed against the results of the election in the 2020 election. We did that. And I've been in the election fight, and there are things as a state senator that I can do that I really don't want to talk publicly about, that the day after I win the election, I'm going to walk Paul Nally into a grand jury. And we've got a half dozen other people like that are fighting issues. And I'm going to surprise you with a couple of these. You know, some of these deal with, for some of you, with civil rights. I'm the first Republican that's actually been endorsed by Justice League United for a race. And the interesting part about that is that was founded by a former Minister of Justice for the Black Panthers. And I've worked with, his name's Bobby, and I've worked with Bobby for over 6 years on some cases with Paul. The part of it is when I went to ask him for it, he didn't have to ask me what my name was, right, folks? And this is it. You know, we work on justice. That's one of the biggest issues. And I will be working on a lot of the other issues without going through it. This country's a wreck. And, you know, you've got to put the right people. And sometimes, even though I don't live in your district, or you don't live in the district I'm running for, the woman I'm running against, her name is Nabila Islam. Well, guess who's at the top of the list of fighting the Georgia Elections Board and asking for the 3 Republicans to be removed? Nabila Islam. Who's the one for the Democrat Party filing the cases against our people who are fighting for election integrity? Nabila Islam. So if you need a reason to, even if you don't love me and my glowing personality, I'm giving you a reason to help me with this case. And I've got a history of being a fighter in this, and for years, it's proven. And so, back in 2008 and 9, I won an award from the NRA called the J.M. Littlefield Award as the #1 activist for the NRA's Institute for Legislative Action. Believe me, I know how to operate inside the Capitol. So I'm asking for your support. Support Lucretia and Dave. They have just been incredible supporters of all this MAGA. That's one of the worst things. Oh, my opponent threw out against me. He's an adamant MAGA supporter. Who doesn't want to make America great? I mean, really, that's not just one person. That's not just Donald Trump. That's all of us. So that's my message today for you folks, is that please help me in my race, because it's that important that I win to all of us. Thank you.